to you. So if you could briefly introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you. I'm Princess Emmalia. I'm a trans woman, a proud trans woman.
Okay. Talking of being trans, when was the first time you discovered exactly how you identify?
Um, it wasn't that it was my first time to identify or to discover that who I am, but I had the feeling ever since I was young. Um, when I was still at like 3 years, I could feel like I'm more of a woman still. I could feel like I need dresses, I need lipstick, I need makeup when I was at a very tender age of 3 years. But not knowing that I'm a trans person. So until when I grew up after around like 10 years, it's when I felt more of a woman. Yeah, it's when I started like even putting on my sister's dresses, like lock myself into my room, start wearing makeup, start wearing dresses, and so on.
Alright, so when did you first publicly come out and say, okay, I'm done with this whole feeling like this and I cannot do anything about it, now I'm ready?
Um, Actually, when I decided like to come out, I was around 15 years. It's when I was like, I couldn't now control it anymore. It was so visible to everyone, and even to me myself, like I was living in denial. And with the help of friends, because I had friends who really helped me out, like of Beyonce and some others, like they were living their trans women life and they're really doing fine. So when they talked to me, I was like, no, let me also come out and start living as a trans, wearing what make me feel comfortable and doing things that make me really feel that I'm really a woman and I fit to be a woman.
And have you considered going through transition?
Yeah, actually I've considered, but before we go into the transition bit, it's a process. So you can't wake up one morning and you be like, I now want to do transition. When I was still, let me take you back. When I was still young, I was like, I could feel if I had, okay, let me go back. If I had a vagina, if I had boobs, when I was young, I wish I was a girl. So your question to answer it, yes, I feel I want to do transition, but as I told you, it's a process. Transition doesn't mean you're going to wake up one day, then you start taking on hormones, you go under surgery and so on. It's like you, first of, like you inside, you in your heart, you have to believe in yourself. You have to really do what your body wants you to do and do what your body feels you can. After you discovering and realizing that yes, I'm ABCD, because I have a lot of trans women who just bump into transitioning and yet after all after like maybe 10 years, 5 years, they feel like no, I made a mistake. So to be on the right side, you yourself, you have to get ready for what you're going through. So at least I'm in the process of me getting ready. Getting ready, I mean you get consultation from the doctors, consultation from your parents and your close friends to tell you what is their views about you.
Emma, just a second, let me cut you off. Let's pause. Ready?
So as I was still saying, should I continue?
Yeah.
As I was still saying, it's a process. So the process of where I'm at right now is the consultation process, whereby you go consult from the doctors, close friends, because they have to give also their ideas. Some are like, no, you shouldn't do that, it will affect in the future. Then others, yes, go for it. So you also have to get their ideas. Then also from parents, those who are close to their parents, it's always necessary to also consult from your parents, because you can go under surgery and you can do the hormone, but later the parents like still they disown you, they don't appreciate welcome in the family you get. Yeah, so being different being, you change yourself to who you feel you really want to be, but there's also a family part whereby maybe you want to go to your mom, to your dad, but still in your family there are someone who will want to see you, you get, and we your mom gave birth to this kind, and we sing the other creature you gave. Yeah, so it's always important to first do the consultation.
Speaking of parents, how is your stand with your family?
My stand with family, it's not that good because of where I am. They got to know who I am through the newspapers and so on. So we're not in good terms. Though we're talking, we call, we communicate, but we can't talk about such issues like the transgender issues, the LGBT issues. We can't discuss about those issues. But in other aspects, we're doing fine.
All right. In terms of being a trans person, how would you describe yourself, especially with your dressing, the way you carry yourself, because you're all different? Yeah, as a trans woman, where do you stand?
Me as a trans woman, I feel I'm a woman. That's one thing. I do myself believe I'm a woman, though other people don't believe that I'm a woman because of the organs I have, but I myself, first of all, I believe I'm a woman. Then, with my dressing, it always refers to the community and the society that I'm within in that particular moment. But in my own time, in my room, in my blah blah, I dress normal. I dress like women. Yeah, I dress my skirts, I put on my dresses, I do my makeup during my own time. So when I go to a society whereby it's not proper, I try to compromise and dress the way they want. Though still, I won't put on, let me say, a kanzu. Yeah, I want to put on a baggy trouser. Yeah, but I have to compromise. Like I have to put on shorts, maybe like skinny jeans, then fitting tops, for me to feel comfortable. Yeah.
And where do you see yourself in about the next 5 years?
The next 5 years, as I told you, I'm in the process of, the first thing I would love is the hormone therapy. It's a process. So in the next 5 years, I want to start the transitioning part, the actual transitioning, yeah, whereby I want to start on hormones, go hormones. Then I also want to start laser, whereby laser it's a process of removing of beards. Yeah, I want to start laser and the hormones. I want to start the hormones.
So in terms of relationships, how easy is it to find a partner as a trans woman?
In terms of relationships, it's not that easy for a trans person to find a partner. Because in most cases, transgenders it's not easy for them to date straight guys. It's always dating gay people or like gay men. And always, even if they're dating gay men like don't really understand that transgender issues, you get. So in most cases, we find it challenging whereby you're dating a gay man or a bisexual man, and you're telling that partner of yours that I want to do ABCD, maybe I want to change into a woman like fully. Then the person will be like, now like my ex-husband. And when I talked to him about transitioning, I was like, no, if I wanted a woman, then I would have gone for a woman. So I wanted a man. So if you do that transitioning, then we just divorce. You understand? Yeah, so it's always very hard for them to understand the issues of trans women. That's why it's very, very difficult for trans women to be in relationships. Unless maybe you first go under surgery and you go under transitioning, then you can find a partner. But before doing that, it's really very easy. Though we have a few friends who have got husbands and boyfriends, they are undergoing surgery, but they're having partners, which is well and good. But it's always not easy to find a partner who will be such understanding.
What would be your advice to not just the LGBTI community, just general public as well, in terms of things to do with trans people?
Okay, first and foremost, I would extend this advice to the women who are in their country, that there are a lot of women, but we don't know what they have in their skirts and in their tops. Always, if someone comes out and says, I'm a woman, respect that. Don't ask about other things that you're not seeing. Just know, yes, she's a woman. Then another thing, women should also acknowledge that trans women, that also are women, and even trans men, the men should also acknowledge them that they are also men. However much they somehow, somewhere different, but it's what they feel. Then to the LGBTI community, it's also the same thing. Let's try to understand the issues of trans women, and let's not use that trans women for sexual desires and so on. Let them try to understand the trans people, the uniqueness in us, so that we can at least live and try to move at the same pace.
All right. With anything else you want to ask? All right. Yeah, we'll plan to keep it short. That's pretty much it. Thank you very much for your time.